Fire trucks are tough vehicles. They're hard workers. And as firefighters, we push them to the limits every shift in service to the community. They're rigorously checked by firefighters for faults twice a day, and they often exceed 30,000 Ks a year. Responding at high speeds, they do this whilst performing in extreme conditions all across Victoria. Everything has a lifespan. For a fire truck, it's 15 years before it needs to be taken out of service. Look around you. Look for the tools, the objects that you use every day. What do you have that's more than 15 years old? And would you be happy if that was your lifeline, your backbone, your tool to defend your community?
I don't own anything older than 15 years, I wouldn't say.
Outside of a footy jersey, there's probably not much.
The only thing that's coming to mind is I've got a teddy bear from back when I was a kid.
I got a 1966 Holden Ute. You asked me if it's reliable? No.
Nope. I don't believe anything I've got. Probably where I live right now might be a bit older than 30 years, and that's getting pretty run down.
I've got a 69 Mustang, but I've had to get that rebuilt.
And some trucks are like 35 years in the city, which is just insane. I wasn't even born yet, and they're still on the road. Like, many people drive 35-year-old cars still? I wouldn't say so. They'd have those event permits and stuff like that.
The things that are breaking on these trucks aren't made up. It's happening every day. It's happening all across the state. We made it about 15 minutes down the road until there was a big bang from under the truck.
The preset function here on the governor failed. I'm not sure why that wasn't working.
The red and blue lights not working, the siren not working sometimes.
We've got water leaks in tanks. I've had to duct tape doors shut. I've had to duct tape windows up.
The door won't shut and stay shut.
The pump on our A pump wouldn't engage.
We've actually had the water tank have had a diffuse leak.
We've got a hazmat fire truck, and while they were out driving around, the brakes actually caught fire. So they noticed smoke billowing out, they pulled over, and there was flame coming from the wheel.
There's been a few examples in the past month of crews attending the station to start work. There's no truck there.
Teleboom 10, given its age, develops oil leaks. All right, so we're on top of the teleboom, so we've got cracks on both sides and cracks down on the base as well. With those cracks there, we can't safely go up the ladder to perform our duties effectively.
I had a truck when I was at Mentone that lost complete power. So all of a sudden there's no power steering and there was no brakes. On the Nepean Highway, Mentone, going to a call under alarm conditions, red and blue's going. We're a 20-tonne vehicle that's got no control around the public, around the community, on the Nepean Highway. This is so dangerous.
Currently, one of the trucks, the internal radio doesn't work, so they're having to use their portables to turn out. It's just something that shouldn't fail.
So we have a device on the top of the truck called a roof monitor. It's basically just a big water cannon. I can't think of a truck that I've worked on for a while that has that in service.
Air conditioning in our truck is not a luxury for us. It's about recovering enough. We had a firefighter then, book off at 4 o'clock during the day and wasn't able to come back to work for 2 days because of heat exhaustion, because the truck that he had no air conditioning when he got back into it.
A truck might not even start. So to even get the call and to jump in the truck and then to hit the ignition and just get nothing.
As you can see, when I turn on the vehicle, red means it's not safe to drive the vehicle.
So what happened to the truck behind us? The battery guard didn't protect the battery from the lights being on without the engine running. We've got a dead truck.
The truck I'm on tonight, it's probably the same age as me. It's an old piece of shit that I'm on. I have no faith in it. It's an embarrassment. It's embarrassing. We joke, we go, I'm the pride of the fleet. It's embarrassing.
A new P-Plater's first car is pretty much majority of the time within 5 years old.
You certainly don't see ministers or FRV management in 20-year-old cars. Any piece of equipment that's over 20 years old has issues in itself, let alone something that's got hundreds of thousands of parts that are all out of date, that are all ready to fail. It feels like we're putting band-aids on sticky tape, on masking tape, and then painting it and not fixing the actual problem.
Well, the eternal question is, so why won't anyone fix it? Why won't anyone fix the problem?
It does fall with ELT, our executive leadership team, those people responsible for FRV, to fix this issue. It shouldn't be my job to have to worry about whether the truck's going to do the job for me. I should be able to rely on that.
The general public, whether they like it or not, is paying for what we've got right now. They pay a fire service levy. So they're paying for a service that they're not receiving right now. They're paying for a world-leading fire service, which is what we claim to be. Currently, we're not that.
It's paid. Every household and every residence in Victoria pays it. And it's on average about $150 per household, and it's over $1 billion that's supposed to go and is legislated to go to the fire services. It's embarrassing and a hard sell to tell the public that you are actually paying to have a better fire service, but you're not getting it. In the end, we've got to try and explain it to them, and I don't want to be explaining to someone on the side of the road that I'm sorry because someone misspent your money 10 years ago and set up plans and cut funding to the fire brigade, and we're feeling the wrath of it now, but sorry. That's a conversation I don't want to have, and I wouldn't wish upon anybody in the fire brigade to have.
It's okay for government and for FRV management to sit there and say, oh, well, we're doing the best we can and we're trying to get money, but they're not the ones that are standing at the fire scene in front of a house on fire with crews inside. They're not the ones doing that.
The complaint states they're unable to evacuate. They are on the balcony. There are also 3 people inside the house and unable to evacuate. There's lots of yelling in the background of the call.
You've got a mother saying that of my 2 children inside that house, or my husband's in my cell, and my wife's inside that house. And then you've got the pump operator comes to you and says, oh, the truck won't engage. We can't engage the pump. We can't get any water out of it. You can't just stand there watching a house burn down. What do? You've got to make a decision. That decision's going to be whether someone lives or someone dies. So when we tell them we need new appliances, then they need to listen to us.
The ultra large directly behind me, the oldest truck in the fleet at the moment, it is 30 years old. It's nearly as old as me. The management upstairs walk past these trucks every day. They know they're in the engine bay below them. Their officers are literally above them every day. They know they're here. They know there's a problem, but they don't want to fix it. I just feel like we just don't have the backing of our employer at all. They're not only risking our safety, they're risking community safety, and they don't seem to think there's an issue.
I think the issue hasn't been fixed because of a lack of money. I hope that's all it is. I hope it's just money. We're coming to work to do our job. We should be provided with the equipment that we need to do our job safely and go home to our families at the end of the shift.
So the cost of a new ladder platform would probably be about $2 million. The amount of money that they're spending on consultants and lawyers, which they probably could have just put into fire trucks and fixed the issue that they're having these lawyers and consultants on, is just infuriating. It's so frustrating.
I've been in a 37-metre ladder that's broken down, and I've had to crawl out of that several times. And then you go and tell a boss about it, and the boss says, oh, it's okay, we'll just get it fixed, it'll be fine. That shit's not fine. It's disgusting to think that someone thinks that I can go to work and work with faulty equipment, old equipment, that I'm asked to go and try and save someone's life with. I'm asked to risk my life for it. It's not something that I fear going to work and doing that. I fear with the equipment that I have that we won't be able to do that job properly, and something may well happen to myself or one of my work colleagues, and that to me is just disgusting. I would love to see someone from the government or someone from our ELT stand in front of one of our broken down trucks and say, this is not good enough, because it's not. Otherwise they can be the person who goes home and explains to my wife one day why I'm not coming home. I hope it's not their house I'm going to. I hope it's not their kids that I'm pulling out of a burning building. I hope it's not them I'm rushing to save in a car accident one day.
If the truck issue is not fixed, we're going to see just trucks that you just can't repair anymore. They're just going to fail more often. We're going to see more fire stations going offline. We're going to see more firefighters at stations unable to respond. We're going to see the communities not going to have fire trucks turning up in the time that they would normally expect and they probably would have seen in the past. If we don't fix this, we're going to start seeing people getting injured, if not worse. And it just terrifies me thinking about that.
That mindset of it hasn't affected me directly, so therefore I'm not going to do anything about it. We have to override that. Folks need to ask, why am I paying for this service that I'm not receiving? Blatantly not receiving it.
This is not just a firefighter issue. This is a community issue. This is community concerns, not just union concerns, not firefighter concerns. It is community concerns. They should be angry. They should be absolutely angry knowing that their lives, that their properties, that their businesses are put at risk because of our bad trucks.
If you're concerned about the state of the fleet, write a letter to your local member for Parliament. If you see anything from the union up on social media, like it, share it, start spreading the message that the fleet isn't in the state that it needs to be, and it's putting the community and the firefighters at risk. So if you can spread that message, because FRV and the government just want this to go away, they want to bury everyone else's head in the sand so they can't hear how at risk the community actually is.
They can't get a fire truck to their house that they're paying for with a levy. You should be outraged. I mean, they should be speaking to their local MP about it. They deserve better.
So if people can get out, share the message, build the pressure on the government and Fire Rescue Victoria to actually do something about our fleet.
That's probably going to go a long way in terms of the government funding this properly and funding it for the future, not just patching problems that we've got right now.
We're on the crest of the horizon now. It's not a matter of if something tragic is going to happen. It's when.
There's obviously that that voice that plays on in the back of your head going, what are they going to tell my wife and kids if it does go horribly wrong?
I spent the last 5 months thinking about it. Is it worth it?
We've been bloody lucky. Luck has got a lot to do with it, but inevitably something tragic's going to happen.
Everyone always thinks it's not going to happen to them, but I've seen firsthand that it can to you.
Yep.